are watching Junior Certificate Mathematics lesson, and we are looking at revision mathematics paper 2. In this paper, you are allowed to use a calculator. So you should have with you a set of mathematical instrument and a calculator, because that is the resource which is very important in answering this paper. So let us have a look at the revision question and work them out. The first revision question. The histogram below shows the masses of a group of people. So we are given a histogram. This is the histogram. We got 0 to 50, and then the number of people per 10 kg there is 2, and then 0 to 50, rather 50 to 60. The first one is 40 to 50, and the number of people per kg there is 2, and then 50 to 60 as the mass. The number of people per 10 kg is 3, and you have 60 to 70, 6, and then 70 to 8 to 88, and then 80 to 97, 90 to 100, we have 4. The question says how many people were in the group. So from the group 40 to 50, we have 2. So this will be 2 plus 50 to 60 is 3. So it's 2 plus 3. And then 60 to 70 is 6. So it's plus 6. That is 60 to 70. 70 to 80 is 8. So it's plus 8. And then 80 to 90 is 7. So it's plus 7. And then 90 to 100 is 4. So it's plus 4. So that's what we have. And then you just need to add this. This will be the total number of people in this group. And this simply means 2 plus 3, rather 2 plus 3 is 5 plus 6 is 11 plus 8, 19 plus 7, this is 26 plus 4 is 30. So the total number of people in this group is 30. So we have 30. So we'll just write 30 here, and you'll get this answer to be correct. You are allowed to use a calculator here. So don't shy away from taking your calculator and working out this question. You are allowed to use a calculator, so use it. And then part B, write down the modal class. How do we find a modal class from a histogram? We just have to look at the bar with the highest frequency. So to locate the bar with the highest frequency, we look at the bar that is the tallest among these. So we can see that the bar which has got the frequency 8 is the one which has got the highest among all these. So this simply means this is the bar for the group 70 to 80. So let's go and check the question. Write down the modal class. So the modal class is the class with the highest frequency. And according to this, the highest frequency is identified by looking at the highest bar. So the highest bar here is the one with the class interval from 70 to 80. So this simply means the modal class is class 70 to 80. 70 to 80. Let's check if at all that's yes. That is the one with the highest bar, the class 70 to 80. So it's the one with the highest frequency. And then what about the next question? It says Thapelo has 120 milliliters of cough mixture. He takes the mixture 3 times a day in quantities of 10 milliliters each. How many milliliters does he take in a day? So you are asked to find the milliliters that Thapelo is going to take in a day. He is taking 3 times a day in quantities of 3 milliliters each. So this simply means it's 10 ml the first, 10 milliliters the second, and then the third 10 ml. So this is simply 3 times 10, giving us 30. Says how many milliliters does he take in a day? So in a day he takes 30 ml. He takes 30 milliliters. And then what about the next question? That is part B to this question. How many days will the mixture last? If he's taking 30 ml per day and the initial amount for this cough mixture is 120. Then how long will it take this cough mixture to last? So it will be 120 divided by 30 ml, and this will be, the 0 here cancels the 0 over here, 3 here once, 3 into 12 is 4. So the cough mixture will take 4 days to last. This is how long the cough mixture will take. It will take only 4 days. We are at question number 3, and question number 3 says the table shows annual rates of interest payable on savings account balances at the end of each year. The appropriate annual rate of interest is applied to the whole of the balances each year. And this is the table that we are to use to answer this question. And then it says a customer has a balance of 8,000 pula in a savings account. Calculate the interest earned on the balance after 1 year. So we are simply to calculate the interest earned on the balance after 1 year. The interest I is equals to the principal amount times the rate of interest times the time divided by 100. And then this will be, what is the principal amount? The principal amount is 8,000 pula, because you are told that this customer has got 8,000 pula in a savings account. So the principal amount is 8,000 pula. Multiply this by the rate of interest. Rate of interest, we'll have to refer back to the table. 501 to 2,500 is 2%, and we can see that the 8,000 pula is falling within the range 7,501 pula to 10,000. So the rate of interest is 8%, because the 8,000 is within that range. It's within the range 7,501 to 10,000. So it's within that range. And the rate there is 8% as per this table. So it will be 8,000 times 8 times 1 divided by 100. And then the 0 here cancels the 0 over here. This 0 will cancel this one. So we have 80 times 8 times 1. And then what is 80 times 8 times 1? It's 80 times 8. 8 times this is 0, rather 8 times 0 is 0, and then 8 times 8 is 64. So the interest is 640 pula. That is the interest for the first year. And let's check if at all we've answered the question. It's very important that we check. It says calculate the interest earned on the balance after 1 year. So after 1 year, the interest is 640. To find the interest is given by the formula principal times the rate of interest times time divided by 100. So you need to know the principal amount, the rate of interest, and then the time. That will give you the interest for the first year. We are revising mathematics paper 2, which is a structured paper in which you are allowed to use your calculator. So make sure that you use your calculator. And then we are at part B of question number question number 3. And the part B says the interest is left in the account together with the original balance. So this is left in the account together with the original balance for a further 1 year. Calculate the account balance after 2 years. So you are expected to find the account balance after 2 years. The interest for the first year, which I want to term I1, meaning that is the interest for the first year, is 640. This is from part A. We calculated the interest and we found that for the first year, the interest is 640 pula. So it says we are to calculate the account balance after 2 years. So this simply means we have to now find the interest for the second year. And then how do we find the interest for the second year? We will have to start by finding the principal amount for the second year. And the principal amount for the second year will be, which I want to term P2, will be 8,000, because that is the amount that we started with, plus 640, and this will give 8,640. So 8,640 pula. This is the principal for the second year. And then the question says calculate the account balance after 2 years. So we will still use the formula which says the interest for the second year is given as the principal amount, and the new principal amount is 8,640 times the rate of interest. The rate of interest is 8. We need to go and check, where does the 8,640 fall? Is it within the same range? Let's go to the table and check. It's very important that we check where the 8,640 is. 7,501 to 10,000, so it is still 8% because it's within the 7,501 to 10,000. So it's within this. The interest is still 8%. So the interest is 8,640 times the rate of interest, which is 8%, times 1 year, not 2, because the first year we found that the interest is 640. So we are calculating the interest for the second year. You must be very careful here. You don't take the time to be 2. It's still 1, because this has been demarcated into 1 year, and then the second year is also 1 year. So it's the first and then the second. So the time is still 1 divided by 100. And then the 10 will cancel the zeros here. And then we are having 864 times 8 times 1 divided by 10. So we can take our calculator and then multiply this. It's 864 times 8 divided by 10. Then the answer is 691 pula 20 tebe. The interest for the second year is 691 pula 20 tebe. This is the interest for the second year. Yes, it's 691 pula 20 tebe. So this is the interest for the second year. But the question says you are to find the amount, that is the balance in the account at the end of the second year. So how will you find the amount in the account at the end of the second year? It will be 8,640 plus the interest at the end of the second year, which is 691.20. So we just have to add these two. So this is 691.2 plus 8,640, and then this will be 9,331.20. So the amount is 9,331.20. So this is the amount at the end of the second year. This is the balance in the account at the end of the second year. It is 9,331 pula 20 tebe. It is the amount at the end of the second year. All that you need to do is to find the interest for the first year. Then after that, find the principal for the second year. In this case, it is the interest of the first year plus the original principal. Then find the interest for the second year. Then we add the interest of the second year to the principal of the beginning of the first year, rather the second year. And according to this question, we got 9,331 pula 20 tebe. This is how we work it out. And remember, this question can also be worked using what we call the compound interest formula, which says amount is given as a principal times 1 plus r over 100 to the power n. N is the number of years, R is the rate of interest, and even here you're still going to get 9,331 pula 20 tab. All that you need to do is to substitute in this formula, and then you will still get this answer as 9,331 pula 20 tab. And then let us go for a short break. When we come back, we'll look into the next revision question. Remember, we are revising mathematics paper 2 short answer questions, and you should have with you a calculator. That is the most important resource that you should have, because you have to use it in your calculations. And we had question number 4. The width of a rectangular carpet is represented by d meters, and its length is represented by d plus 2 meters. Write down an expression in terms of d for the perimeter of the carpet. So you are expected to write the expression for the perimeter of the carpet. So we told that this is in the form of a rectangle. It has to be something of this kind, where the length is d plus 2, and then the width we told is d, and then the question says find the perimeter. The perimeter is the distance around the shape. So to find the perimeter of this carpet, we're simply going to add the distance, rather the length, the width, the length, and the width, because the perimeter is simply the distance around the shape. So the perimeter of this carpet will be d plus 2, and we have to multiply this by 2. Why are we multiplying by 2? It's because we got two identical sides. We got the length, and then the other one also measuring d plus 2, and then plus the width. There are two widths. We got the d and then the other d. So this will be plus 2d, because it's d and a d. So it will be plus 2d. So this will be 2 times d is 2d. 2 times 2 is plus 4 plus 2d. So this simply means the perimeter is 4d plus 4. This is equals to 4d plus 4. This is the expression for the perimeter. It's 4d plus 4. And then still in this question, we are to answer the part B of the same question. It says the perimeter of the carpet is 14 meters. Form an equation in terms of d to show this information and solve it. So we are to form an equation and then solve it. We have the expression for the perimeter as 4d plus 4. So this simply means 4d plus 4 is equal to the perimeter, and we are told that the perimeter is 14. So 4d plus 4 is equal to 14. 4d will be equal to 14 minus 4, because the 4 here is positive. When we take it to the other side of the equal sign, it becomes negative. So this will be 14 minus 4. And then this will mean 4d is equals to 10. So 4d is equals to 10. And then let's divide both sides by 4. Divide here by 4. So d will be equals to 4 into 10 is 2. Remainder 2 over 4, which is equals to 2.5. So d is equals to 2.5 here. This is the value of our d, is 2.5. And then what about C? C says, what is the length of the carpet? The length of the carpet is represented by d plus 2. Let's just go back to the carpet. The width is d, and then the length is d plus 2. So we are asked to find the length of this carpet. So how will we find the length of this carpet? Let's go to question number C, part C of the same question. It says find the length of the carpet. And we are told that the length of the carpet is given as d plus 2. That is the expression for the length of the carpet. It is d plus 2. So the length is given as d plus 2. But then our d is equals to 2.5. So we will simply substitute 2 in the expression d plus 2. So we'll substitute 2.5 for d. So this simply means the length will be equals to 2.5 plus 2, giving us the length as 4.5. This is how we find the length of the carpet. We simply need to substitute it for d. In this case, d is 2.5. So we'll have 2.5 plus 2, giving us 4.5. This is the length of the carpet. We have now come to the end of this lesson, and I want to believe you have understood everything that we covered in this discussion. But before we part, I want to encourage you to make it a point that you look at these revision questions so that you can have time to go and consult. You can ask your colleagues, your teachers, or even watch this program, because this program is helping you understand some of the concepts that you missed in classroom. And by watching this, it will benefit you. From me, until we meet again in the next lesson, goodbye.